Oh great, it's Jeff, that is me. On today's show, I plush rush a bunch of pissed off people, and our #1 story of the week is about the Marvel Cinematic Universe's first openly gay character. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the show, everyone, where I scream opinions at you about TV and film. We go over some of CinemaBlend's hottest headlines, and I tell stories about my struggle to achieve any small amount of relevancy in Hollywood. I am currently visiting CinemaBlend's main office in St. Louis, so the background is different. Get over it. We're moving on to our #5 story of the week. The Spiderman scene that took Tobey Maguire 156 takes. I know what you're thinking, it must be those dope finger guns. Like, to achieve that level of swagger perfection must have taken minutes. But no, the scene in question comes from Sam Raimi's first installment.
Wow, great reflexes.
You can see why it may have taken a while, because apparently none of that was CGI. They had the tray glued to his hand and they just kept on trying until they got that take. Head of the VFX team, John Dykstra, said this on the DVD commentary. This next gag here, where he catches all this stuff, he actually did that pretty good. Take 156. I don't know what this has to do with spider superpowers. That always confused me. Like, I guess you could argue reflexes, but did he also get spider buff and have spider vision? What does any of that have to do with getting bit by a radioactive spider? Almost zero negative side effects in the aftermath of that bite. And if you think that scene is impressive, guess how long this one took? Again, no CGI. Hollywood's ultimate goober, Tobey Maguire, stopped a moving train. In at #4, Netflix is losing The Office to another streaming service.
Oh my God, okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
Netflix said this via Twitter. "We are sad that NBC has decided to take The Office back for its own streaming platform, but members can binge watch the show to their heart's content ad-free on Netflix until January 2021. I feel like ad-free was like a jab. Like they're saying, I bet NBC's gonna have ads, we don't have ads. So NBC plans to launch its own streaming service in 2020, and they will make The Office available in 2021, after it's left Netflix. There's been some angry reactions, but y'all, that is over a year away. Sure, it sucks, but get your fix while you can, you have plenty of time. People are being pretty dramatic, but it won't be that hard.
That's what she said.
That was cheap. In fact, you have so much time that if you started right now, you could watch all 9 seasons 180 times before it leaves Netflix. So, you know, just hop on it.
That's what she said.
That's gonna get old really fast. After that, you'll have to subscribe to NBC's currently unnamed platform. A platform with only NBC properties seems a little limiting. Like, I feel like everyone has a streaming service. What's next? Cruise Views, Tom Cruise's premier cruise-only streaming service. The only thing on the entire streaming platform is the rock climbing scene from the beginning of Mission Impossible 2. That's the whole thing. You pay a monthly cost so you can watch that one clip of Tom Cruise's exploding sunglasses. In at #3, the Bachelor 2020 race has changed after updated Bachelor finale spoilers. The race for the new Bachelor? One race in 2020 is for the leader of the free world, and the other one is for the next Bachelor. What does the world come to? No, I can't. I'm not. No. Nope. Can't do it! And at #2, Toy Story 4 is actually opening below estimates, and this may explain why. So, Toy Story 4 has been receiving rave reviews, and although it's making a pretty solid chunk of money at the box office, it is performing lower than Disney had initially expected. Initial US opening estimates were at 140 million, and some were even as high as 200 million. The film came in at just under 125. Now, is $125 million anything to scoff at? Of course not. You could buy a lot of beans with that kind of money, with that Skrilla, with that cheddar, that scratch. That's a lot of beans, a lot of beans. But it was less than expected, and that's for a good reason. Competition this year has been stiff.
That's what she said.
I know it doesn't feel that way because we've become accustomed to big budget motion pictures coming out like crazy, and because they haven't been very good this year. But when you think about it, this year has already seen Avengers Endgame, Captain Marvel, Aladdin, now Toy Story, and that's all just Disney. Also, there's still plenty to come in the latter half of the year with summer blockbusters and Oscar contenders down the line. Not to mention, Disney's initial estimates were way over the top. Well, anyway, speaking of Toy Story, there are two characters named Bunny and Duckie who are voiced by Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key. In the film, they have this little move called the plush rush.
What about the old plush rush?
Oh, where did you two come from?
Well, Disney sent us these. And since I'm an obnoxious child who just so happens to be visiting CinemaBlend's main office today, what happened next was inevitable.
Push it! 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 Katie! Push it! Oh my God! Push it! Push it!
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Push it!
So anyway, I pissed a bunch of people off. Everyone in the office hates me. Was it worth it? I don't know. So it is time for our number one story of the week. Kevin Feige defends Marvel's first openly gay character. Now I know what you're thinking. Which one of the Avengers is gay? When did this happen? Why didn't anybody tell me? It's Pride Month, and replicating that superhero outfit will take weeks of planning. And Falcon admires Cap, but not like that.
Just let me know. I'll keep it in mind.
Well, this story is not in reference to a superhero, it's in reference to a character played by one of the film's directors, Joe Russo. Toward the beginning of Endgame, Steve Rogers is leading a group therapy session. Everyone's grieving, half the world is dead, after all. One man is talking about a date that he went on with another man, and Cap congratulates him on taking the first steps towards moving on. I would just show you the clip, but the movie is still in theaters, and we know what happens when you piss off Disney.
Now, do we have a problem?
No, sir. No, Mr. Mouse.
Anyway, technically, this is the MCU's first openly gay character. Some people were disappointed by the way it was handled, as it was kind of a missed opportunity. Well, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige said this about the situation. That was never meant to be our first focused character. That was just meant to be a matter of fact and a matter of life and a matter of truth, and I liked that our hero, Steve Rogers, doesn't blink an eye at that fact. It is just truth and is heartbreaking for his loss and for the life he's trying to put back together. It was never meant to be looked at as our first hero. I guess it's the first reference, so it does, of course, get a lot of attention. We haven't been shy about saying that that's coming and that there's much more prominent LGBT heroes in the future. I personally think this was a cool way to handle it. Normalization comes with treating the character just like you would treat everyone else. Even the American veteran from the 1920s didn't react to it. That's pretty fucking progressive. Then again, I guess it would have been cool if there was like a more grand entrance, or as the critics wanted, at least a more fleshed out and important character. In reality, this is a franchise with hundreds of characters, so many of them should have been openly gay already. I mean, like, right? Statistically, that's just a thing. You would have to make a conscious effort to not have gay characters. I mean, you think they don't have gay actors? It sounds like Marvel is taking it one social issue at a time. But hey, at least we're moving in the right direction, and they've always left me smiling and satisfied.
That's what he said, right, guys? Because of gay?
Well, I walked right into that one. That's it, man. Episode 4 in the bag. If you enjoyed yourself even like a little bit, go down and hit subscribe so you can see more episodes of Oh Great It's Jeff, and you can scoff and be like, "F that guy." Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. That scared the shit out of me.